just don't want this feeling to end. I just don't want this feeling to end. I just don't want this feeling to end. I just don't want this feeling to end.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Where are you?
Oh, I literally just got the boat back on the trailer. I got back to the ramp about 5-10 minutes ago.
Oh, true.
What are you doing?
Oh, not much, mate. I was just ringing to see what you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, not much really. Not much really. I'm pretty flogged, eh? What are you doing?
Mate, I just got the coordinates for the aggregation.
Really?
Yep.
Reliable?
So, yeah, very reliable source. Like, he's literally out there at the moment and can see it.
Right.
Yeah. So he reckons there's some big yellowfin amongst it, and I was trying to get out there this morning, but the conditions just weren't good enough. But tomorrow's the day, mate. It's do or die.
Is that weather looking good?
It's looking pretty good.
Yep. Okay. Looks like I'm driving home then.
Yep. All right, sweet. Let's do it.
All right, man. I'll call you this arvo and we'll make a plan. Yep, I'm in.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right, mate.
All right, bro. See ya.
See ya.
Since moving to Cairns 10 years ago, the annual tuna aggregation had been somewhat of a unicorn for myself and Trav over the years. With several failed attempts at finding it, we weren't getting our hopes up, being well aware that absolutely everything needs to fall into place to pull something like this off. The fish need to have stayed in the area, the report and location needs to be accurate, the weather needs to be on point, as we were travelling well over 100 kilometres out to sea and diving in 1,500 plus metres of water. That's before even getting in the water to try to get a spear into one and land it. Anyone that has put any time in chasing yellowfin tuna in Australia knows how difficult they can be to find, approach and to spear. Having said that, this was my very last hurrah before our trip came to an end, and despite the motivation levels being pretty depleted after 6 weeks of relentless trips and diving, there was no way I wasn't having one last crack with the off chance that this could actually fall into place.
We found the birds!
After a 4 AM start of the ramp and running out in the dark, we got to the area we had been given and started scanning, looking for birds. Straight away we could see numerous groups of birds working and big breaches and splashes from yellowfin breaking the surface. We were pumped. We had one rod on board that we started trolling with just to try our luck before diving, and within about 2 minutes of it being out, the line started singing off the reel. Now, with a boat full of divers and no gaff, this was a recipe for something going wrong, so I was taking no chances. Once Trav started making ground on the fish, I jumped in with a gun to hopefully shoot and secure the yellowfin. On my approach to the tuna, it looked super tired and I thought a shot would just secure the fish. Instead, it got a second wind and went absolutely berserk. After a few more minutes of fighting the fish, I had it in my hands. A 42 kilo yellowfin in the first 5 minutes. We were absolutely pumped.
I just don't want this feeling to end. I just don't want this feeling to end.
yellowfish for sure.
Yeah. 2 seconds. Alright.
Yeah, it's 30 kilos.
We caught some little ones and we're at Cairns and we saw a bigger one.
Yeah. Big, and what is it?
The yellowfin tuna.
And what do you got? What are you holding here?
Sickle.
The sickle fins.
Big
What
sickle.
a beautiful fish. Team effort here, Ocean. Hey. Gil rigged it up, Trav winded it in, and then Daddy went down and shot it.
Josh has got it all on
spear
camera.
gaff. Josh was videoing it all. How good.
Now that we had one great fish in the esky already, it was time to get in and try to spear one. We used the same method of finding the working birds, then set adrift up current and start dropping a heap of pilchards in the water with us. Almost immediately we started seeing yellowfin between 30 and 70 kilos. There were some proper barrels in amongst them, however approaching them was proving to be difficult. The idea was to let them get comfortable in the burley before diving on them. After a good half hour of yellowfin coming in and out of the burley, a school of about 10 passed through, with 3 branching off to eat pilchards on the surface, literally 5 metres in front of me. This all happened so fast, but all our plans went out the window, and if one of these fish got close, I was taking a shot. One yellowfin around 35 kilos swam straight towards me, eyeing off a piece of burley literally 2 metres in front of me. Oh, it's happening. It's finally happening. A perfect broadside shot. Oh, Ant, you peanut. How did you miss that? I literally could not believe it. I shot straight over this fish.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
We spent the next few hours doing similar drifts, seeing plenty of big yellowfin, but they became less frequent and very cagey. We decided for a change of game plan. After trolling a bit more and getting absolutely smoked by what we assumed was a proper barrel where it peeled the line off the reel.
You're gonna get full.
You're gonna get spooled. Are you doing it right up? Yeah, that's like.
You're going the wrong way, mate.
It's melting.
You smell it?
Yep.
It was getting later in the day and we decided to start making our way in, looking out for bird action on the way, or even the off chance of some floating debris in the water for dolphinfish and wahoo. After steaming about 10 miles, we saw a bit of bird action ahead, and I started driving north of the birds to allow for the current. I could see a handful of birds just ahead sitting on the water. When I got close to them, I slowed down and they flew off, to reveal they were actually sitting on a floating plastic chair. What were the chances of being 100 kilometres out to sea and literally finding something like this? When you're this far offshore, finding something like this is liquid gold. And when the boat was stopped, we could see the dolphinfish everywhere from the boat. Getting in revealed this plastic chair had started a whole ecosystem, and there were stacks of dolphinfish, wahoo, and literally hundreds and hundreds of yellowfin between 20 and 60 kilos. Unfortunately, my GoPro died moments before I took a dive, so thanks to Josh from Reef Addicts, who was with us on the day, for providing a heap of the footage of this day. Thanks, bro.
Who would have knew? Just look for a chair, baby.
Hold it up again, that is massive.
What a fish.
Yeah, that is a cracker, bro.
Woo!
As you can see, there were literally thousands of sharks, the majority being silky whalers that made it so difficult to land any fish. Josh shot and lost a wahoo, which you can see almost immediately got eaten by sharks. And while that was all happening, this big bull dolphin fish that Trav shot would have been around 18 plus kilos until it got absolutely shark-nadoed.
Holy!
Look at sharks in the dolly.
That's the head.
Hey, look at a shark.
Your fin's good there, Dill. I'll get around.
Wow.
Big bull May. Look at the colours on it, mate.
While all this commotion and chaos had been happening, I had been in the boat spectating, and I was itching to get in the water and get amongst the action.
I just don't want this feeling to end. 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 I just don't want this feeling to
Got some serious barrels, but eh? Woo! Woo!
Ah! This is my PB yellowfin. Shot a handful of sub 10 kilo ones over the years, but tried to shoot one like this. Last day of the trip, 6 weeks up in Cairns. Far out, couldn't have actually asked for a better end. Absolutely wrapped with that.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah, boy. Woo-hoo! Oh, that is epic.
That's a tank.
Yeah, woohoo! Yeah, baby. Stoked.
Cool. That's insane.
Thanks, boys. It's over me.
So there you have it, 6.5 unforgettable weeks in the far north of Queensland, sharing memories that will last a lifetime with my closest friends and my 5-year-old son, who has learnt so much along the journey. From remote trips sleeping on sand cays, exploring practically untouched areas, to chasing our favourite species, the dog-toothed tuna, and shooting personal best fish and witnessing great friends do the same. Meeting up with Brizzo and his family and being able to chase doggies again, something we have done for over a decade together. Sleeping on a yacht in pristine areas of the Great Barrier Reef with Michael and Jesse. All the day trips and adventures in amongst these epic trips, and then rounding out the trip with a day as memorable as this makes it truly a trip of a lifetime, and one that I will never forget. I'd like to make mention to my very close friends who assisted massively in making this trip possible. Summer, John and Tanya, for their hospitality and generosity in sharing their homes with Ocean and I. A big mention to Trav and Cassie and the boys, Hunter and Noxie, for most importantly their friendship as well as their support for Ocean and I through Aimright Spearfishing. My wingman John Louis and Anita, Harry, Rowdy, Tunji, Mick Saunders, Ebbsy, Ben and Max, thanks for all making this trip so memorable. Ocean and I hope you all enjoy the series, and thanks so much for the support. We hope you continue to follow the journey of Ocean and Ant's adventures.